Today I'm in Wicker Park, which has so many wonderful blocks. I'm on one of the really great ones. I love it because it's lined with red brick and gray stone buildings from the 19th and early 20th centuries, including this one I'm in front of. Fantastic building. It was built as a two-flat. When we go inside, we'll see it has been converted very nicely to a single-family home. But before we go inside, I want you to see the house next door, which also a 19th century brick home, is where Nelson Algren lived for about 20 years. One of Chicago's great writers. Let's go on in and take a look at this one. I started in the kitchen of this house because the sellers have already moved, so much of it is not furnished. Here in the kitchen I've got Harry Maisel, the agent who's selling the house. Harry, I love this kitchen because it looks as if it could be from the 1889 vintage of the home.
It is. They did such a beautiful job with the cabinetry. It was built by a local craftsman. As you can see, they went all the way to the ceiling with the cabinets, giving incredible storage at the top.
While we're at the top, we should mention those circles. They also put in space pack.
They did throughout the house. So you have really good central air conditioning system as well as the boiler system for the radiator. So they have really the best of both worlds.
Old and new.
Exactly. They did just a terrific job with keeping the detail of the times, which is Victorian British style.
Mm-hmm. But instead of having that little kitchen at the back of a two-flat, we've got this nice big kitchen, feels like a suburban family home, opens into
Absolutely.
3 rooms ahead of us that, as I mentioned, aren't furnished. But what do we have? Dining, living, and parlor all in a row in front of us. Big living spaces, some nice vintage details.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. You have some built-ins throughout the house, some original pocket doors, beautiful grates, and obviously the original radiators.
Nice wood between the parlor and living. And one of the things we've got is, I think you mentioned, the rounded ceilings. We pick up the curves of the outside of the house. It's a great sort of an inside-outside match.
Yeah, they did a great job keeping, again, the detail, keeping the old detail of the house and bringing in, some modern conveniences as well.
One of the other things they brought in that we should mention is all this light. Here in the kitchen we can really see, we're facing north, we're getting the artist's light on the north, and we're getting an enormous amount of it. Partly because this is a deep building that sits back farther than the neighbors.
Yeah, the lot's 171 feet deep, so you get this extremely long house and then a huge yard, and then along with the coach house. So with the ceilings being as high as they are, you also pull in a ton of natural light.
Yeah, on a cold gray day, this is a very nicely day-lit room. That's great. Let's go on upstairs and take a look at the bedroom. All right, so we stopped here in the hall for a couple of reasons. One, it's so wide. This is really unusual for a vintage home. And then we've got this skylight bringing a lot of daylight here into the hall. It's one of, I counted, 4 here on the second floor. All new?
All new.
That's great.
Yeah.
But then there's old stuff here too, like
there is. You have the built-in original linen closet, which they kept, along with a lot of the trim molding, which they brought up, kept that style from downstairs and just continued it on upstairs.
Really nice, very nice millwork. So up here, what we have is 3 bedrooms and a den, right? And then in the back is the master, which is nice. It's big,
really huge, really good size closets, master closet, and then the master bath is just phenomenal.
I like that. I like the mirrors, the French mirrors tilted from the walls, the bath the tub on one end, the shower on the other. Works out real well. And then it's got all that light we saw in the kitchen because it's got those nice tall windows like in the kitchen.
Absolutely.
Great. Now there are more bedrooms in the house. We have 4 up here or 3 in a den. And then there's another on the first floor, a little smaller.
Smaller bedroom down on the first floor, which could be a great office.
Right.
And then downstairs you have a really good size bedroom in the basement.
With a family room.
Absolutely.
A lot of space in the house, and then we've got this extra out back, a rental studio.
Right, the studio coach house was completely redone. I mean, they spent a ton of money on that. Totally rebuilt it. The inside has a gorgeous kitchen. It has a beautiful bathroom, and then a great apartment for a single or an office, a nanny, etc. And then below that, you have a 2-car plus garage that's heated.
That's great, and it's, as you mentioned to me off camera, it's non-conforming. It's lot to lot.
Lot line to lot line. Yeah.
So we can get 2 cars and still have room for bikes or sleds or something.
Right.
And then coming back into the backyard, which we mentioned before is real deep, we've got a deck there, a deck in the backyard, and then there's a deck above us here on the roof.
Yeah, you have a great deck on the roof with some incredible skyline views, and just a great place to hang out or have a drink.